Hey everyone, Shaun Stevenson here, author of the Throne series, and I'm back again because I read another Nightmare Hall book number 3, Deadly Attraction. Oh, oh my goodness, this book. Now, I just gotta tell you, I am loving Nightmare Hall. I really enjoy these books quite a bit. I think they're so fun. They are so spooky. They have so many good twists and turns and legitimate good mysteries that you could solve if you're paying attention. And I love that about them. This one, Deadly Attraction. This one had me squirming, and it got a reaction out of me at one part that I legitimately wanted to kind of curl up and be like, no, I don't like it. I said, as I was reading this sequence out loud, I said, no, I don't like this. I do not like that this is happening. Deadly Attraction takes place at Salem University, which is the university where all of these books take place so far, as far as all 4 that I've read, because I might have read another one. I've just been binging these books. I love them so much. So this one takes place not in Nightingale Hall. So this is very interesting. And this is a quick aside before we get back to the plot. But Nightingale Hall is the setting of the very first book in the series. And Nightingale Hall is also known as Nightmare Hall, which is the name of the series. But all of the other books so far, except for book number 1, have taken place outside Nightingale Hall. Each book has kind of introduced new areas of Salem University. So in this book, we go to some different dorm rooms, we go to some different buildings, we go to some of the sororities and fraternities. So it's kind of an interesting thing where each book is building up the lore of Salem University as a whole, not just Nightingale Hall, even though I still think that Nightingale Hall as a setting in book number 1 was a character unto itself. And I think that book, especially if you're a writer and you like settings, you should read that book for the setting and the atmosphere of it, because I think Diane Hoh just set that up so well. And that was really great. In this book, like I said, we're in some different dorm buildings and some fraternities and sororities, and we go to some other like restaurants around the Salem University area and into the town quite a bit. We get to explore the mall, which is kind of fun, and I really enjoyed that kind of throwback style. And we have a whole new cast of characters that are introduced. There are cameos from previous books so far, just like a couple of cameos here and there, and that none of them ever like become major characters in the storyline. So you could jump into book 3 and start reading it, and you would not have any spoilers for the previous 2 books at all. You would know that something went down at Nightingale Hall, but based on, this book series, like you would know something happens there because that's just the plot. But you don't know anything. It just says something like, something bad happened at Nightingale Hall, aka Nightmare Hall. And that's all you know. So you could jump into this book. It would not spoil anything. So far, I do believe you could read most of these books out of order, because I've also read book 4, and you could read that one out of order too. That one you might want to wait on, maybe. I don't know. I'll be reviewing it soon. You can watch that review and see what you think. But in this book, you have a character named Haley, who she and her friends, they go to this Burgers Etc. diner that's nearby Salem University, and Darlene is one of the servers at the diner. Well, Darlene starts flirting with the big man on campus, Robert Q. Parker. And I just gotta say, I did get a little annoyed that throughout the entire book, whenever Robert Q. Parker was talked about, it was always Robert Q. Parker. Now, I know there are those people that they're like 2-name people who you can never just say their first name. You always have to say like their full name or their first and last name or like their first, middle, last name, etc. So there are people like that. But I did not feel like Robert Q. Parker was one of them. It was a little bit annoying. I think it was the Q that drove me nuts. So the Robert Q. Parker, he is the big man on campus, and Darlene, she starts to flirt with him, he starts to flirt with her, and soon they're going out. But Haley and all her friends know this is going to end in disaster because Robert Q is kind of like a serial dater. He'll date someone, dump them, date someone else, dump them, keep going, going, going. And so they're all so worried about Darlene. Well, Darlene has fallen head over heels for Robert Q. Parker. And when Robert Q. Parker dumps her, oh, she's playing for keeps. She does not get dumped. And what happens from there is so wild. There were so many sequences where I literally gasped out loud because of just the shocking things that happened to different characters throughout the book. I thought, oh, no, for real? You just did that? There were wild moments in this book. It was so much fun. And I'm going to tell you right now, you could piece together the clues to figure out who's behind all the different things, but I don't think you're going to guess it. Up until the very end, I was like, wait, is it that person? Or is it, no, wait, could it be this? And I went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. And then it ended up being someone I didn't even guess. And I thought, oh, you got me, Diane, you got me. Now, some of these books are ghostwritten. This one was not ghostwritten from what I can tell. This one was written by Diane Hoh, and she is a master of suspense and getting you just right in the feelings. There is one sequence in this book because Darlene quickly becomes like hated by everybody on campus because she's dating Robert Q. Parker and then gets dumped, and everyone thinks she's just like desperate, all these sorts of things. And so there is a scene, and it's pretty early on, so it's not a spoiler, where she throws a party and Haley goes to it and nobody else goes. And she's like, hey, and Darlene has like decorated her house like so much like for this party and like planned all this food, and no one shows to the party. And I had a visceral reaction to this where I kind of curled up and I was like, no, I hate this for you, Darlene. Like, I hate this for you. I am the Haley. I would be there just because I would feel so bad and be like, I have to go to the party. I gotta go because what if no one else goes? I will go and I'll try and make it fun. That would be me. And I would totally be in Haley's shoes as Haley is just like cringing over like, no, this is not good. And I don't know what to say and I don't know what to do. And it was so awful. That sequence just got me. And then there are some twists that come about that, oh, are so good. This book legitimately had such great scenes. The mall sequence, so suspenseful, so well written. I feel like Diane Hoh just writes suspense so well. The way that she gets the characters seeing what's going on, gets their like little reactions here and there, builds up a little bit of like, wait, what's happening exactly? And you even as the reader are not sure exactly what's going on. And then all of a sudden, bam, a thing happens. And you're just sitting there like, oh, I did not expect that. And you're kind of feeling it right along with the characters in the story, thinking that we're there like they did not expect it either. It was so much fun. This one was so great and had such a scary ending sequence where you are just feeling the panic. You're wondering like, how are they going to get out of this? How are they going to escape? It was so fun. So much fun. I am loving this series. Like, I think that these are just so much fun to read. I have not had this much fun reading a series in a long time. I have not binge read a series this fast in a long time. Because normally I kind of am like, okay, that was fun. I'll go read something else now. Because I'm a big mood reader. If you follow this channel, you know. But I am ready to start book 5 because I want to keep reading in the series and I'm loving it so far. Dare I say, I kind of like these better than Fear Street. And I know, don't come at me because I love Fear Street, but I also am just loving Nightmare Hall. These are so much fun. So definitely, you gotta check this one out. So at the end of the day, I would give Deadly Attraction an easy 5 out of 5 stars for me. This one, so much fun. Such a great mystery. Such good suspense. Such good thriller moments. This one is definitely a thriller through and through. There's no supernatural elements in this book. It is a thriller straight up. And I think it's set up that way right from the beginning with, the mystery of what's going on, what's happening. I will also say too, this one has a good mystery in the middle of a party. And I always think that is an intriguing kind of mystery where a thing happens at a party and then there's tons of people all around who could have seen something. And I love the investigation of like, why didn't they see it? What did they all miss? What are the clues pieced together here and there to get you to where you can figure out who it is and what happened? I love that in a book. So this was just so fun. I cannot get over it. Definitely check these out. If you have not read any Nightmare Hall books, I think book number 1 is a really good one to start with. You could also start with this book. I think book number 2 is also really good. I think book number 2, a tiny bit weaker than book 1 and 3 so far. And if you want to read some supernatural stuff, check out book 4. Because we'll talk about it when I review it. But oh, book 4, you did something interesting. So anyways, that's all I got for you for now. Nightmare Hall, it's so fun. If you like Fear Street, you like thrillers, you like, especially, I think too, what's interesting about this is it's set at a university, which is just so different from some of the other ones that are, at like a high school or, they're high schoolers and these are all college students. So it's just a different kind of feel. You have some different angles to it. There's not like parents aren't as involved in the storylines, which I think makes for some more interesting things that you can play with. Especially, I think Diane Hoh really knows how to play with loneliness very well and angst very, very well and play with those emotions and get you to feel those things as you're reading the book. So definitely check this one out. It was so fun. And until next time, everybody, keep reading. Bye.